Hello everybody, welcome to episode 13 of Top Chat. My name's Matt, and joining me as always is my good friend and co-host, Joe.
What, mate?
Wow, you remembered it this week. You're looking particularly stunning this week as well.
Yeah, primmed and trimmed and...
Primmed?
Ready to go?
Ready to go. It's a shame you can't see him, ladies and gentlemen.
I did it all for this podcast as well.
Well, that seems silly.
Yes.
Apologies for my voice, for one. I'm very sick. At the moment, I sound alright, and I have a big mug of tea to help me carry on. But at any given moment, my throat might give out. So, are you prepared to take the reins?
No.
Okay, good. Later on, we're going to be talking about game difficulty, and is it a problem? Should it exist? Why does anyone care? Mainly because people have been chatting on about Sekiro and the fact that FromSoft decided to include an easy mode, and it's made some people very sad. So we're going to
that's an easy mode with quotation marks,
and
it's still probably hard as balls.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Easy within their games. We're going to be talking about that later on. But first of all, as always, what you been playing, mate? What you been up to this past week?
I haven't been playing anything really.
2 weeks in a row. Slack.
Yeah, I played like 30 minutes of Assassin's Creed, Mass Effect 3, as we were gearing up to get started recording. But that's literally it. Been working and out of town for a couple of days as well.
Were you?
Yeah, I went to...
Didn't even know you'd been gone. Where did you go?
I went to Hertfordshire.
When?
On Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, right.
Well, I went Sunday night.
Lovely.
Yes.
So you've not played anything?
No.
How was your half an hour with Mass Effect? Come on, we've got to talk about something.
Fantastic.
Okay.
I don't know, I'm enjoying Mass Effect 3 so far. I'll wait till I get to this controversial ending.
That good first half an hour. Wait, so you've never played this one before?
No, this is the one that I've sort of, out of fear of ruining my experience with the Mass Effect franchise, I've never played. But I decided to complete Mass Effect 2 for like the third time again, and then play this one. And it's a lot different to the other two in terms of gameplay, graphics, but all for the better so far.
Interesting. Well, I've been playing Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered.
Wow,
and
what a branch out for you.
I know. I was under the impression that Remastered meant that it would be better looking, it would run a bit smoother, there wouldn't be like perhaps the glitches or bugs that were in the original game. That's generally what a remaster is, right? You just make it more polished and more just aesthetically pleasing. I don't know if Ubisoft got that memo.
No?
It looks pretty much exactly the same,
really?
To my memory. I mean, it's kind of hard to judge it because I've just come off the back of playing Odyssey for the past 6 months, which looks incredible right up until the last half an hour. But Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered doesn't look... it looks like a PS3 game.
Well, there's only so much they can up-res it, I guess. But then if you actually...
The draw distances aren't any better. The textures don't load any faster. The facial animations aren't anything in particular. Like the detail in the faces actually was what made me realise, oh, hang on a minute, this looks crap, to be honest.
But sometimes you think of older games and you see them as good graphically as like perhaps some games now. Like when I used to look back at GTA San Andreas and I was like, that was the benchmark for me.
Yeah.
And then after a few months of playing on Xbox 360 when that first came out, I went back to San Andreas and it looked like shit.
Yeah, San Andreas does look
so
terrible.
Maybe if you go back and play Assassin's Creed 3 on your PS3, maybe you'll be like, actually, it is better.
I appreciate that, but also shouldn't it have been remastered to the point of being as good as current gen? Surely.
But because it's a remaster, it's not a remake.
Yeah.
So I don't think that, because they'd have to build it from the ground up to make it look as good as Odyssey.
Yeah, true.
So I think this is just like a...
Okay. Well, anyway, graphics aside, it is quite nice to... I'm still in like the epilogue bit. Is that... No. Is the epilogue the prologue? Prologue's like the intro. The end.
Bit.
Yeah, sorry. So I'm in the prologue, where you play as Haytham. I'm not yet Connor. So I'm only like an hour or two in. But it's nice going back to being like an assassin. And this is something that I mentioned... Have I done an Assassin's Creed Topinion?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought I had.
So many videos to
so
think
many
about.
videos. You can go back and listen to that, but a point that I mentioned in that is it's been a while since I personally anyway have actually felt like an assassin while playing the games. So in 1, 2, 3 and to an extent 4, you do feel like an assassin. You sneak about, you climb up tall buildings to defog the map, you eavesdrop on conversation. Well, eavesdropping's a bit of a bad idea because, to be honest, that's a quite boring game mechanic. But anyway, the more recent games you haven't felt like an assassin. So it is quite nice to go back to 3 and, you know, get in touch with the roots of the franchise again.
Nice.
And I look forward to continuing to play.
I never felt like an assassin because I'm shit at stealth.
Yeah.
Like, the worst. I can't do stealth in video games. I always wanted to be like a really cool assassin when I played like Assassin's Creed 2. I'd kill one person, get spotted, and then just end up like with that circle of enemies and just countering them and all that shit.
Thank God they all attack one after the other. Hey,
yeah.
Thank God for.
But I'm actually feeling returning to the Assassin's Creed franchise. You know, I want to play that Ezio collection. Yeah. And then maybe get Assassin's Creed 3 on my Switch. And then I've had Assassin's Creed 4 on my PS4 since launch. So
I think 3 on the Switch is a good idea.
Yeah.
I might eventually get a Switch. It's difficult for me to say because I'm going on a rather expensive holiday in August. But this holiday, I might come back with more money than I go with.
Wow.
Because I'm going to Sin City.
That's what everyone's hope is in Las Vegas, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But yeah. What was I saying? Switch. Yeah. Sorry, I got sidetracked in my own brain there. So yeah, I might buy a Switch because I also have been playing a little bit on my 3DS. Yeah, I've been playing a bit of Sun and Moon, Moon because that's the one I have. Pokemon, that is. Sorry, Pokemon Moon. And yeah, it's given me a taste to get back into it. So pre-Sword and Shield, I want a Switch. I don't think I'll bother getting Let's Go. I might borrow your copy if that's all right.
Oh really?
If that's all right.
Maybe charge you a higher fee.
That's fine.
Or deposit.
A deposit. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a refundable deposit?
Maybe.
Okay. Terms to be discussed. But yeah, I've been playing a little bit of that as well. I'm tempted to start from scratch and have it as my like commute and lunch break activity.
What, your Sun and Moon?
Excuse me, sorry, my throat. Yes.
You can't blame a burp on your throat.
I can because it hurts.
Yeah, but you burped.
Yeah, because I'm drinking tea and I'm speaking a lot.
Famously
breathing
carbonated tea.
No, but I'm breathing a lot because I'm having to talk loads because you refuse to hold the mantle.
This is my style.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that then, isn't it? There's nothing else to talk about. There's also not a lot to talk about in the news because there's been. Well, do you want to ask the? What do you usually like? What's our news segment called?
Well, it's what's occurring, but I just want to preface. There we go.
Thank you.
See, this is why I don't speak. Also, not much news.
Shit, all news.
There's no Metacritic. There's no game that's come out this week.
It's been a quiet week.
And there's no Sebi from the Webby this week either.
That little bastard.
But
is he out of the hospital?
He is out of the hospital.
Okay, good. That was a yeah.
But he has come in to record some segment next week.
Next
week after? I don't know. Sometime.
Geezer.
Next Saturday. And that's going to be I think we're just going to slot that into like the rest of the show. So we'll do the news and then we'll slot in Seb's section because I think,
oh right, so he's not going to record with us.
No, because I think we have to record that in on a Saturday.
Okay.
So that's if you're around on a Saturday,
I doubt it, but we'll see.
So we're going to do a Bethesda special.
Oh, well that'll be nice. That'll be a Brothers Bethesda blowout.
Bonanza.
Okay, yeah. Well, we're on the right lines. A blow bonanza.
I love onomatopoeia.
Yeah, it's great.
It's not the right term, but
I was going to say
call everything onomatopoeia.
It's alliteration.
Yeah, onomatopoeia.
No, different things. So anyway, we were going to talk about the news or lack thereof.
Oh, Matt.
Yeah.
What's occurring?
Well, a very, very weird story that we're going to lead with. So this was published by the Washington Post, who are in Washington, which is in America.
Which one?
I was going to say, I'm not sure if it's DC or if it's Washington State, but either way, irrelevant. So, they have published a story revealing that Activision Blizzard have been offering third-party fertility and pregnancy tracking services to its employees, and then receiving this data back from the third party. It's called Ovia or Ovia. I'm not sure how you say it, but it's spelled OVIA, and it's an app where users input info about their attempts to conceive, the pregnancy as it goes along, and then once the kid's born, updates on that. So it's like a life tracking app that you fill out yourself.
So they're just going to turn having babies into a loot box?
Well, how?
They're going to steal all their
this is the thing.
Employees' babies, and then...
No, they don't want the babies, and they can't view the individual inputs from each employee, but they can view aggregated data. So obviously it's not like... Well, you can glean from that it's stats and it's figures and facts and stuff. It's not just, how are you feeling today? It will be, numerical values that Activision Blizzard can then go through. But the reason I've included this is, well, obviously it's Activision Blizzard, but what the fuck is this for? Why do they need this?
Don't know. Sell you DLC.
Downloadable children.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can design babies now, can't you?
I don't think so.
You can sort of.
No.
You can sort of.
No, you've been playing too much Mass Effect.
You can sort of. There's nothing to do with babies.
So the employees get... No, but...
Mass Effect.
Employees get rewarded with a $1 coupon for every day that they use the app.
Hey! That's $365 a year.
That's good maths, that.
It's about 300 quid a year.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
But yeah, why do they need this?
Don't know.
Do you have anything more than just that?
No, not really.
A terrible episode.
What? Why? Why?
Do
companies do this? I mean, as someone who has not been and hopefully won't be pregnant.
Are you not?
I'm not. No.
I thought you were.
I look like it, but
right. Yeah.
I don't know. Is this useful? Is this just a perk? Is this a nice thing? There was who are having babies. Do they want this?
I don't know, but there was a quote from I think he's the president of HR or whatever the equivalent is for Activision Blizzard, who said that supposedly since they've been rolling out this feature within their policies, because it's not compulsory, it's voluntary, but apparently employee satisfaction has increased. So
interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Just it's a bit weird, isn't it?
It is a weird one.
Moving on to slightly more digestible news, you can, as of now, or as of yesterday, which was the 10th of April 2019, you can change your PSN ID.
Wow.
Whoop whoop. Your first change is free. Subsequent changes are £8 or £4 if you are a PS Plus member. I didn't have figures for dollars, but I imagine it's probably $10 or something like that. So, you going to change yours?
No.
I might change mine.
Really?
Well, the thing is, I made it when I was 16.
Mixed.
Yeah, so it's don't add me. No, I'm just kidding. It's MXTT hyphen. Because I wanted to make one. I've had 4 or 5 PSNs over the years, but I wanted to make one that was just as close to just my name as possible. I was fed up with avatars and code, not code names, but like Ninja, for example. I don't want to be called Ninja. I just want to be called my name. But obviously Matt was taken. Matt with a hyphen was taken. And at the time, I really liked this band called The Light Divided, who I guarantee you won't have heard of. No one listening will have heard of
them.
No, you haven't. You absolutely haven't. They were no one. They were literally... They were a
band.
They were a joiners band, but not even the point of headlining. They were the local opener. They were one of them.
I might have heard you talking about them, but...
Well, we're going back, almost 10 years. But anyway, yeah, they had this marketing thing where they were everyone change your name, put an X where your vowels are, because they were called the
kind of like what everyone's doing with A's and V's, Puvris or Paris.
Yeah, Land Mrvux. Not a music podcast, so I've stolen your line there.
I don't know anything.
Anyway, so yeah, I liked them, and I was like, screw it, that's not a bad idea. So I've been called Muxed.
Oh, that's an alright name.
And when it's fine, I guess, but when I used to play Destiny with randoms, they would all call me MX. I would say less than 10% of the time people would work out that it's meant to just say Matt.
Yeah, well.
So some people would just call me Matt, but they were by far in the minority. Most people would call me MX.
Well, my username is Walshy0112.
Yeah, I've always... Yeah. What?
Which...
Why the 0112?
Do you want to hear the story of my username?
Is it your credit card pin?
One sec, let me just change something on my banking.
Yeah.
I don't actually know my pin.
It's contactless.
Exactly.
It's made it irrelevant.
You
never spend over £5, do you? It's all on pints.
Well, I do.
You alcoholic.
I buy bare expensive pints. I go for like the £6-7 pints.
Yeah, that's true. The neck oils of the world.
Not a beer podcast.
Should be.
Should be. I'd love it to be.
That would be great, wouldn't it?
The best.
Well, this is the final episode of Top Chat. We hope you've enjoyed. Next week we're going to be doing Top Pint. Oh, you just did a hefty gob on my laptop. Yeah, look at that. Jesus.
That's nice.
Sorry, what were we
my
about
username.
to say?
Okay, so well, my last name is Walsh. Walshy.
Is it?
Pretty standard, like to connect those two.
Yeah, right.
So I think the first time I made a username like that was on RuneScape.
Nice.
And I was Walshy998. So I wanted to be Walshy999. That's kind of a significant number.
It is.
But someone had Walshy999.
What a prick.
So I was Walshy998.
Okay.
And then I made another account, and I think I wanted to be Walshy997 or something. And then in the recommended usernames, there's just 0112, and that's kind of fell off the tongue. And then that became my email address for a while, and my PSN, because that was just my username when I was about 14.
So you were 998?
Walshy998 on
and then you
RuneScape.
became 0112.
Yeah.
If you add 998 to 112, do you get 1,000? No, you don't.
Don't know.
No.
No.
You get 1,100, I think.
That's interesting.
Bit weird.
Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of similar to, do you know Sea Nanners?
Yes, I do.
I once heard, because I used to watch him back in his Call of Duty days, and he was always being asked, like, what the hell is Sea Nanners? And I think the story goes that he wanted to be called, like, Nanners, because was his nickname or something. So he put it into Xbox Live, like, I want to just be called Nanners, and it was taken. And Sea Nanners was recommended, and he thought it was so random and weird. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna."
I mean, mine's not so like eloquent as Sea Nanners. It's just a bunch of numbers.
But the first time I read his name, I was like, "Shawners, Sea Nanners."
Yeah.
But
do you remember when you couldn't change your name on YouTube? So there was this YouTuber who's had 2 accounts now. He used to do the How to Annoy videos on Call of Duty.
You're going back, yeah.
But I've followed his YouTube like up until now. He's called Kevin.
Call me Kevin.
Call me Kevin, yeah. But before that, his YouTube was XZ No Regrets. And everyone would be like, "What's your one regret?" And he's like, "Oh, my YouTube name," basically, because he just went. He never went by, "Oh, hi guys, I'm XZ No Regrets." He was like, "I'm Kevin."
See, that's what I'm talking about. Why would you call yourself like II Quickscope Lord dash
Well,
ZZ?
that's the thing. So my first online gaming like experience was Call of Duty 4.
Nice.
On the Xbox 360 with a bunch of like my school friends, and we were all sort of I something. So I was like I Walshy, there was like I Scopes or something, then there's like I Brucey and things like this.
I know who that is.
Yeah, exactly. That's who I used to play with. Things like that. So like we'd have like our last names and things like that, and then we'd have like XX on the end, but in like capitals and not capitals.
The first X would be a capital.
So that was my Xbox name originally, and I used to get made fun of by someone from our school who was still friends with actually. They used to call me I Walshy Kiss Kiss, and I was like, I'm not I Walshy Kiss Kiss, I'm I Walshy XX.
Aaron.
Bob
Wayman. Oh really?
Yeah. So then I was like,
weird. I don't know her as Bob at all.
Okay, well, anyway, I was like, I'm not going to be this little edgelord kid anymore. So I decided to, go for a bit more simpler things.
Well, that's the thing.
And then I was like, I'm never changing my name on Xbox. It was £8. And I still don't understand why you have to pay money. Going back to the original story.
I was going to say we've come around quite nicely there, because Xbox has always been a service, isn't it?
Yeah.
But as far as I'm aware, the reason Sony have never done it before, and it kind of makes sense to me, is it's a hell of a lot of admin.
Well, from what
a lot of things have got to update and change. It's like server side and client side and host side. Like a lot of things have got to change.
From what I understand as well, though, is PSN seems like such an unbelievable fucking mess. Like the way they've developed this is just kind of how I like do graphic design. I just sort of like put things on and then hope it doesn't change something else, because they've been trying to do this for a while apparently, and it only works, like guaranteed works, on games that are made after the April something 2018. So like some old games, it will still show your old name and it will affect your trophy list as well. It will like wipe your trophy list.
This is the thing. If I was to change my PSN ID now, which I'm considering, I'm going to have to come up with a decent name, but then if I logged back into my PS3, for example, and played some Modern Warfare 2, I'd probably still be muxed.
Yeah, but you also might not have your...
I might not be anything.
You might be level 1.
Yeah, exactly. There's just an awful lot of like admin and actual shit involved, so I kind of get it, but I'm tempted.
But then you look at YouTube, like in Google, you can change your name as much as you want on there.
Yeah, but there's not really information stored. That's just a display name, isn't it? Whereas with PSN, you've got, you know, third parties. You've got
just 0 1s, isn't it? 0 and 1s. That's binary. All it is. £4.
£4.
But
for
I mean,
a bit
at least
binary.
it's finally here, and you get your first one free.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm tempted.
Yeah.
Should we come up with one right now?
Top mat.
Ooh. Nah, I don't like it. Moving on. People, scum. I don't know, but not good ones. Probably Portsmouth fans and Liverpool fans. Not a football podcast. They have been... Sorry, can you say something?
He's burping because it's his throat. He's got a sore throat, so he's burping, and he's drinking carbonated tea, apparently.
I've got a sore throat, so I'm drinking a lot of tea. But when you drink and speak a lot, you form the carbon in your stomach because you're breathing in the carbon dioxide. You breathe in the oxygen. It creates the carbon dioxide, and you.
Famously, you swallow.
You do swallow a bit of air,
and it goes into your stomach. You swallow all that air.
Right, bitch. I will make myself burp in a minute if you want. I will show you how it's done.
Yeah, I know how to swallow air, but you don't when you breathe.
But I'm breathing and drinking at the same time, and apparently miming sucking a cock.
Big chugs.
I love big chugsus. That was some kind of weird big chungus thing. Anyway, these people, they're probably not, just disclaimer, they're probably not Liverpool fans or Portsmouth fans, but some of them might be. So I'm going to, fuck it, deal with it.
There's no correlation, but there still might be some coincidence.
I mean, it's likely, because they're all bad people. They've been review bombing old Borderlands games on Steam. As a sort of protest to Borderlands 3 being announced as Epic Store exclusive for the first 6 months. How very bloody childish of you. And it's backfired
PC gamers, childish?
Yeah, never. Well, it's backfired, you bastards, because Randy Pitchford, the CEO of Gearbox, tweeted the other day saying, ironically, that this misuse is possible and that Steam has no interest in correcting this misuse makes me kind of happy about 2K's decision and makes me want to reconsider Gearbox Publishing's current posture on the platform. So you're pushing him in the exact opposite direction you want him to go, which is so obvious.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're leaving me, you're a bitch. It's like, oh, okay, now I'll come back because you've called me a bitch. Like, yeah. It's just stupid.
It's
so
entitlement.
Stupid.
Like, gamers are very entitled.
Yeah, they are.
Like, we deserve to have this. You don't deserve to have anything. For starters, it's a business. They've made a business decision, and you can still go and buy it. Like, don't see the problem.
There's going to be, next week, there's going to be an insert... Sorry, I'm going to move on from that one.
You're going to move on straight away?
Well, what else is there to say? You're just a bunch of childish idiots, really.
I guess so.
You've accomplished the exact opposite of what you hoped to accomplish, and obviously you have, because... I mean, you'll probably agree with this, but in retail, working in retail, if someone comes up to you, and you work in a bar, so you deal with the general public as well, someone comes up to you and they're immediately looking for a fight, you're going to go on the defensive, you're going to fight back, you're not going to cooperate with that person at all. Even if it's like a minor issue, say like, oh, this tiny little piece of something is broken, fix it. I'm going, nah, fuck you. Like, if you're an arsehole, fuck you. Whereas if you come up to me with like, oh, I've completely like... So I work for a watch company, just as an example. I've completely broken my watch. I'm really like, can you do anything to help me? Sorry. If you're nice to me, I'll do everything for you. Like, I'll try and help you out. And it's the same in a bar, obviously.
Yeah.
It's the same in any service industry. And games, to a certain extent, are a service industry because these days they last longer. and things like Steam and whatever, they hold them in place for people to buy. And yeah, if you go in with this attitude of you owe me this game on Steam because all the rest of them are, so yeah, all your other games are terrible, you're obviously just going to push someone further away.
Yeah, they're not going to want to do anything for you.
No,
and
why should
rightly
they?
so.
Yeah, fuck off. There's going to be an Inside Xbox on the 16th of April, which is this Saturday. It's most likely going to detail... Inside Xbox is like a Nintendo Direct. So it's a vidoc, isn't it, I think? Or is it a conference?
Sort of video presentation.
About half
an hour.
Yeah. It's most likely going to detail Microsoft's plans for E3. It's probably going to have some stuff on Gears of War 5 or Gears Tactics, as well as updates to Sea of Thieves and another look at Rage 2. Any interest in any of that?
I mean, it'd be nice to see what Gears 5 is all about.
Yeah, or Gears Tactics. I think it's going to go one way or the other, but I imagine Gears Tactics is going to be like Halo Reach.
Yeah, no, Halo Wars. Halo Reach
Halo Wars.
Mainline Halo.
The RTS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I presume so. I presume it won't be Gears 5 and something as little as this. I presume that will be at E3.
Yeah. Sea of Thieves is that kind of pirate 'em up game that looked good.
Destiny.
I don't think it is like Destiny. I think
it's like a games as a service. It's an all online thing.
Yeah, I don't personally.
The
not
ship
fast.
combat looks quite interesting.
Yeah. And then Rage 2 will. I don't know if you're interested in Rage. Watch the thing. I'm not going to list all the time zones because I can't be bothered. But it's this Saturday. I think it's kind of midday for America, so it'll be late evening for the UK. Sorry, Australia, you got to get up mega early if you want to watch that one. 16th, sorry, I've got that wrong. The 16th is next Tuesday, because this Saturday is the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order stream. There's too much going on. I can't keep up. There really isn't. There's not much going on at all. So yeah, this Saturday, the 13th of April 2019, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is having a reveal stream, being hosted, I think, by Microsoft. I might have got my wires crossed with the Inside Xbox thing. I don't know. Or maybe Respawn.
I think it's a Star Wars event. It's called.
It is. It's a Star Wars Celebration Day, which is being held in Chicago.
I always thought that was on May the 4th.
It's some sort of Star Wars Day. I don't know. Anyway, so the game's been developed by Respawn, who recently launched Apex Legends to good success.
Yes.
It's done well. We don't really know anything about this game, do we?
No, there was just a picture of the Jedi logo, I think, and a lightsaber.
Yeah.
So that's good. Star Wars and lightsabers is interesting.
Mm.
And yeah, I'm in on this.
I'm in.
I like Star Wars. As long as it's something like the Force Unleashed games. I liked those.
See, I didn't. But,
I'd like swinging around a lightsaber.
Yeah.
I don't want to be battlefronting, I don't care about being a stormtrooper. Can't even look down my sights.
Well, you can, but it's pointless because you're a stormtrooper.
Exactly.
That's a Star Wars joke.
I hope they also reveal the title of the new Star Wars film.
That would be interesting.
We've got a Star Wars podcast still to do.
I was going to say, we've been meaning to do this for about 2 months.
Yeah. Well, pretty much since we started, really.
Well, yeah, this is... Well, what is it? This is the second episode of April, and we started mid-January, early January?
Something like that, yeah.
So, yeah, we've been meaning to do it for quite some time. I've still got my list on my phone.
I've even done the thumbnail.
Have you?
Yeah.
Should we record it in a minute?
Could do.
Could do, but shouldn't have to. No, we should. We might. Yeah, let's do that. We'll see. See how my throat holds up.
Bitch.
Yeah, are you free on Saturday? You going to be watching this?
No, I'm working all day Saturday.
Same.
Yeah.
The perils.
Watching it, but I'll catch a little sneak on my break.
Nice. Well, I might have a Monday to Friday job soon. So.
Ooh.
Yeah. Who knows?
Big boy with his big boy shoes.
Well, I did a Monday to Friday job last year, and it made me horrifically depressed. So I'm a bit what's the word?
Hesitant.
Yeah, hesitant. I'm hesitant to go into it. But anyway, that's the news. Shit all's happened. Let's talk about what we wanted to talk about today, which is not what we wanted to talk about today because we've changed subject and topic, 4 times already?
Yeah.
But what we've settled on is we're going to talk about game difficulty. Does it matter? Sorry, am I boring you?
No.
just checking Messenger, you know.
Yeah.
Game difficulties.
You know how I be.
That was odd. Why they matter, because personally, I think they do. Why they maybe don't matter, and just this whole thing about Sekiro and people saying it doesn't need easy mode, and people saying it does need. Anyway, we're going to talk about that. So, I kind of want a little break. So, do you want to just talk about difficulties?
I'll talk about difficulties. No, I'll talk about what I play on usually. So I am. Shut up and die quietly. Sekiro, Matt dies twice during a podcast.
Very good.
Whee! I always play on normal difficulty because I always see normal as the way it was intended to be played, and also shit at games. So that kind of hinders me playing on hard difficulty. So yeah, I'm always like, I normally pick normal. Like I used to like just running through games. I think Saints Row 2 or something, I put a cheat on that I couldn't die. So like I just went through all the story on Saints Row 2, not dying, and like it was impossible for me not to complete the game. And then also things like Ratchet and Clank, when I couldn't be bothered anymore, and I went back and got like the beasting gun just to kill this boss that I'd done like 5 times, because I don't have the time to get stuck on a game as well.
Yeah.
Like if I can't do something within like 3 or 4 attempts, then I'll be like, I'll probably put it down for a while and not come back, because I don't have the time or patience to sit there and learn a game so intricately, which is why I'm not in the Soulsborne games.
I was going to say Sekiro is not for you then.
No, it's really not.
Oh, shame that.
Yeah, so that's why I kind of don't like boss fights in a way as well, because I don't like learning like the patterns of where bosses are going to be. Like
what?
I don't like that traditional.
That's half the fun.
No, I don't like that traditional boss fight when you're in like that circular arena, and you've got that boss who will do you've got to like wait and dodge and then go and attack when they're like down or something. I really don't like those.
And then halfway through they change form and you have to
something
relearn.
Like that. Yeah, and you've got to
no, that's fun.
I don't know. I just don't like I don't find those fun.
No wonder you never got into Destiny. I swear.
I prefer like a boss that you can play like it's harder than a normal enemy, but you like a lot harder, but you can play how you would normally play the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't like changing up the way I play a game because I'm now in a circular room. Bit like it was in Arkham as well. I think there was the those ones were quite good, even though they were kind of circular ones. Like the fight against Ra's al Ghul, you sort of have to learn like those bits, but then at times it's fighting normally as if you're Batman, like as you would against any other enemy.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of things I like.
Okay.
Wait, where have we got difficulty?
Yeah.
I went on a tangent there, didn't I?
That's all right. It was interesting.
I'm just giving you a little break.
You have given me. Yeah, I feel all right now, to be honest.
Okay, good.
So
what difficulty do you play on?
Well, I was just thinking actually, what is the last game I've played where you can choose a difficulty? And I think it was when I played Modern Warfare Remastered. Because I don't think you choose difficulty in Kingdom Hearts. You don't choose difficulty in Assassin's Creed, and you don't. I'm trying to think what else I've played. That's pretty much it in the last sort of year or so. So yeah, I think it was Call of Duty 4, but I will do a first playthrough of a game on easy.
On easy?
On easy, yeah. Because I do wholeheartedly agree with the point of normal is that this is developer intended, this is baseline, this is how we wanted you to experience the game. But well, actually, no, I'll quantify that. So it depends on how big of a story experience the game is. So, for example, The Last of Us, I have only ever played once. I would like to go back and play it again, but I played it on easy. All the Uncharted games, I've only ever I've played the first 2 twice each. Played them on easy.
I did not know this about you.
Yeah,
didn't realise you were a little bitch.
I'll play it on easy because then you don't have to worry about like, oh, I'm going to die every 5 minutes, or I'm going to, you know, I feel like I need to rush fights because I'm going to die or whatever. Like, I'll play it on easy for the sole purpose of like focusing on the story and really getting engrossed in the world and stuff like that. Whereas if I'm playing on hard, I feel like there's too much of an objective and it takes me out of it. So again, for another example, Call of Duty, So I got the platinum on Modern Warfare Remastered because I've played it on Veteran. When you play it on Veteran, all of the context of what you're actually doing goes out the window because it's just about survival. It's about seeing checkpoint reached in the top corner, and then you can breathe, move into the next hallway, and rinse and repeat until you complete the level. Whereas when you play it on Recruit, or well, to be honest, Call of Duty, I don't play on easy. I'll play that on regular. But when you play it on those easier modes, you don't have that fear, and you can you hear all the the bits of character speech and just all the little details in the game world and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my style. And if I really like a game, such as Call of Duty 4, I will go back and play it on Veteran. But then saying that, I didn't really play any of the Uncharted, so
that's
I don't know.
Well, yeah,
hypocrite. I haven't got the time. No one's got the time.
Exactly. That's literally exactly the same as me as to why I play on normal as well. Like,
yeah, I just feel like easy is even more of a safety net.
It's easier.
That's
the thing about easy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Funny that.
Well, I always play on normal because I know that I'll die a couple of times, but generally, like, most games won't be much of a challenge.
Yeah.
I don't like it being too easy, which is why I don't choose easy.
Yeah.
That was nice.
So I'm just blowing my nose, everyone.
Yeah, it's just really distracting.
Sorry.
Just the way you shove a tissue right up your nose.
I'm not very well.
Yeah, he's missed his bin as well.
I missed the bin.
Jesus Christ.
You were mid-sentence. Come on.
I was, and now I've lost it because I've just you turned around to me and had tissue up your nose.
Well, shall I get us back on track with the actual thing about Sekiro?
Yes.
Right, so people are complaining because From Software, who are the developers of Demon's Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and now Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, they have been, I was going to say infamous, but I guess it's not infamy, it's more famous for having games that are difficult and not exactly accessible for people like us, who will, I'd probably start Bloodborne and die 10 times within the first fight. But now Sekiro has an easy. Well, has it actually been put in the game? It has, hasn't it?
I think it was like a secret easy mode. Like you had to find something within the world, is what I read.
Okay, and then you unlock easy mode.
Yeah.
And now that has split people into two camps. One is the hardcore elite who are saying, "Oh, you're From Software. The whole point of your games is to be difficult, and you're giving people an easy option. That's not the truest. What's the word I'm looking for? Just the truest experience of your game. The whole point of it is it's meant to be difficult." Then you've got the other side who are saying, "I want to play the game because it looks cool. It's got a nice story. It's like the first true sort of slightly westernized but still very much Japanese like lore and history and all of their like mythical creatures and stuff. It's the first game like that. We want to play it but not die every 5 seconds." To be honest, I'd be in that camp.
Oh yeah, I think
very much.
You'd see that we're in that camp.
Yeah. However, I can see both sides, but ultimately I'm with the latter more than the former because like these hardcore players who are like, "Oh, you've cheated the game and you've cheated yourself," but that's fine because you don't have to play it in easy. If you don't want to and you want the bragging rights of "I've got the trophy for completing it on, I don't know, New Game Plus Survivor mode" or whatever, that's more of a Resident Evil thing, but anyway, yeah, go ahead and do it. Like, you have those bragging rights. That's absolutely fine. But for the rest of us who know we're not good enough or don't have the patience to invest the time required to get good, then just let us have easy mode.
That's become their catchphrase as well.
It has. Well, it's been get good for years, but yeah.
To not only that, this has now become an issue of accessibility in games as well. So, like, there's a group of people called Able Gamers who are like a charity who want to get people with various disabilities like into games and like accessible to play games. Like they're humans too.
They are. Yeah.
People don't always see them as humans, but they are humans, and they have every right to enjoy video games as well.
They do.
So it's simple things such as getting, for like colorblind people, it's like getting like a color palette in the game that works for them.
Yeah.
Or I think it was the Microsoft Adaptive Controller, which allows people with various disabilities to be able to play games like bigger buttons, and like the spacing of the controller is easier for people perhaps with like one arm or something like that. And there's this guy I sort of know within Able Gamers a little bit. I think his name's Steve, and he goes by the Blind Gamer because he's legally blind.
Oh.
Like he's still got a little bit of vision,
Yeah.
but he's technically legally blind, so he has to play games with like the fonts really big. He has to be like right up close to the screen, which means he's not great at games, and like that's part of his thing. He's like, come and watch me get absolutely owned on video games. It's quite funny.
Wait, so you know this guy personally or not?
No, I don't know him personally.
Oh, right.
I mean,
I was going to say, let's get him on. Right.
Yeah. And he does a great job of like advocating for accessibility in video games.
Nice.
And he's been making like the point like I want to play this game, and like I'd try it on hard mode, if there was no easy mode, I'd try it, and I want to get through it. But now there is an easy mode, like that can help me get through this game. That can help me experience like what everyone else is experiencing. So it's not just for like people who aren't good enough. And then he's getting told to like get good.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
I'm blind.
Exactly. There's only so far he can get good. Like he doesn't have the like what's the right word of saying this? But like the ableness to
that's fine. Yeah.
Learn and play this game as much as someone else would with like perfect vision.
Yeah.
You know,
you sweaty scrubs.
It's not just a debate on it being easy for easiness' sake. It's also accessibility as well.
That's a very good point. I'm glad you've made that point as well, because when I was thinking about my viewpoint on this, I was thinking of it very commercially and businessly, and that's not a word. Businessly, and not very much of the human element. So, well done, mate. One of us has got to be liberal and nice, because I was thinking this. It just makes sense for From Software in terms of a financial point of view. The more people who are like, because now that I know there's an easy mode, I'm 100% more interested in buying this game, because I might be able to play it. And I've been watching speedruns of it, because I mean that's a conversation for another day perhaps, because I really like speedruns. I've been watching like the boss fights and like people describing how to do things, like the strategies and stuff, because I love that shit. I'm the total opposite of you. I really like the people who can invest that amount of time in a game where they're like, right, I know that if I deal 3 blows now, the boss is going to do this like counter attack, and so I dodge to this exact position, and then I get 3 more blows and stuff like that. I think that's really cool, because it's just nerdy as fuck, really, isn't it? Like, but I like that. What was the point I was making? Anyway, yeah, right. So FromSoft. So I'm now more interested in buying the game because I know I've got a chance at completing it. Because it does look cool, the story looks great, and yeah, I think it just makes sense. The more people that can, and like accessibility, it ties in again. The more people that can play your game, or feel like they can play your game, the more money you're going to make.
Exactly.
The more Sekiros and Bloodborns and whatnot you can develop.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win, you whiny bastards.
I'm not sure exactly how many difficulty modes Sekiro has. I'm not sure if it's got 5 or it's just the 2. Like, there's that normal difficulty or the easy one. So I'm not sure the amount of difficulty modes it has.
That's the thing. Does Bloodborne have like easy, regular, hard?
I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I should have looked that up.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like they've got the difficulty and the easy mode. So I think there's just the 2 levels. And people are complaining that the easy mode takes away like the artist's like direction, and the design of the game changes because they have to keep in mind easy mode. But I don't think it is like that, and I think it was Corey Barlog who made God of War, the God of War franchise, Sony Santa Monica. He said like easy mode has never influenced any like game direction for me. And I mean, he's not From Software, but you have to think like the baseline for From Software and how they designed to play the game is the normal mode, the mode that everyone plays at the start. But then easy mode is just like, oh, we'll have less health on the enemies and we'll upgrade your attacks. So they've still designed it with exactly like that game in mind.
Yeah.
But then the easy mode's just, some stats that have been changed. They're not like changing the whole game because of easy mode.
Yeah.
It's still like the exact same challenging game.
Yeah. I talked about something quite similar to this in my most recent Topinion video, available on the YouTube channel. So my Topinion video where I talk about microtransactions and are they actually that bad? Are they as evil as everyone says they are? And what it boils down to, again, with that and with this easy mode conflict that the hardcore crowd are having, is that no one's forcing you to do it. Like I said it a minute ago, if you want to play it on, you know, the most insane difficulty and show off your skills, like, go for it. And this isn't stopping you. It's just making it more accessible for the rest of us.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think the last game I played on hard, which I think as well was Call of Duty.
Probably,
I think I used to go for the achievements, which were... I think I got all the achievements except, like, complete this level on veteran, complete this level on veteran.
But you did it on hardened. You may as well have did it on veteran.
I don't know. I can't remember exactly, but I went on
difference.
veteran and I was getting absolutely killed. Like, I didn't play... This was my first few months playing an FPS. At this point, like, I hadn't been into it before. And I remember getting absolutely killed and thinking, oh, it's so unfair, blah, blah, blah. Like, the enemies just respawn. Like, I can't kill all the enemies, then move forward. They just keep on respawning, like, endless waves.
Yeah.
And that put me off
The hardest
playing
level...
hard games.
The hardest level to complete on veteran in Call of Duty 4 is the epilogue. Is Mile High Club. It's freaking infuriating.
Yeah.
It's the one on the ship. The plane at the very end.
I do remember trying to do that as well.
It's impossible. I spent, when I got the platinum on it sort of late last year, I spent roughly 4 hours. I made an evening of getting this platinum trophy because it was the last trophy I needed was complete Mile High Club and skydive to safety on veteran. And I forgot that when you get to the end, this is a top tip for anyone out there who might be going through this, when you get to the end of the mission and you have to, do you remember like the hostage is being held by one of the terrorists and you got to shoot the terrorist and not accidentally hit the hostage?
Yeah.
You can shoot him in the leg or you can shoot him in the head. And any other mode, shoot him in the leg, no problem, terrorist dies, mission complete. If you shoot them in the leg on veteran, you get a game over screen that says veterans only go for the head.
Oh.
Or something like that, and you have to shoot them in the head. This was the first time in, like, it took me about 3 or 4 hours to get to the end. And I shot him in the leg, taking the easy option, and it was like, nope, you got to shoot him in the head. I was like, fuck, I forgot about that. Had to do the whole thing again, which took probably another half an hour from there, because by that point I had a strategy down. I thought that had taken me ages, but then recently I happened across a YouTube channel. The guy's name is just Adam McDermott. He's got about 7,000 subscribers or something. And he does this amazing video series called Platinum Journey, where he basically documents his life over a couple of weeks or however long of getting a platinum trophy in a game, like the highs and lows of the emotional roller coaster that you ride while doing it. And it took him 3 months just to beat Mile High Club.
Really?
Yep. 3 months. Trying.
Yeah.
I don't think he tried it like every day, but you know, he would like come back to it periodically and spend a few hours trying to... Yeah. 3 months actually, just to beat Mile High Club.
To bring all that back to the topic, to play devil's avocado slightly. So, for example, Call of Duty, the achievement list is populated with complete this on hard mode.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see, like, people wear, like, their platinums with, like, a badge of honour, like, look how good at games I am.
Fuck yeah.
So I can kind of see, like, that used to be more of a thing that platinums and completing the achievement list entailed completing the game on hard difficulty, which seems to have been a lot less right now because like Spider-Man and Mirror's Edge, the 2 platinums I've got, or some of the platinums I've got rather, because I've got 4.
2 of the 4.
2 of the 4, not 5 as I tweeted out.
Oh.
I've lost what I was going to say.
Hard modes, populating lists, Spider-Man
yeah,
doesn't
so
have that.
They don't have that, which, like, for me is really good. But then, I guess for people who want to, like, you know, brag so much, which is what a trophy list is, I guess. It's kind of like bragging rights, like having as many platinums as possible.
Yeah.
To have someone, like, achieve the same status as them, as someone, like, playing on easy difficulty, to someone who's playing on hard, because they get all the trophies as well. I can kind of see a little bit where you'd be annoyed at that, but also at the same time, who gives a shit?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know, because I kind of would, but then I wouldn't let it ruin my day for one.
Because that was my thing about Spider-Man. I thought the platinum, the trophy list rather, was really good because it didn't involve like it involved some element of skill, but you didn't have to be really good at the game. You just had to do it. You know,
Yeah.
like you had to spend time in it, which I always think is what the trophy list is for, is to keep people in the game. Like when we were playing PS2 games,
definitely.
like you completed it, that was it.
Yeah.
Like there was not much point, and there was unlockables, but there was not much point to like staying in a completed game.
Yeah.
But now it's like keep you in there and like maybe come back for DLC and things like that.
Speaking of trophies and actually difficulty levels, because Assassin's Creed Odyssey doesn't have a difficulty level, neither does Origins. But on the trophy thing, so there's a trophy in Assassin's Creed Origins, which I have the platinum for, where you have to visit every point of interest or every question mark on the map. So I naturally presumed that Assassin's Creed Odyssey would have the same trophy, and because I don't like looking at trophy lists too much, because sometimes you read spoilers and whatever else, and a lot of the Odyssey ones were hidden, and I don't want to show the hidden information in case there's a spoiler. I played the whole game with the same mindset of Origins, of I'm going to visit every question mark and do everything in this game. Didn't have to.
Didn't have to.
Shouldn't have to. Didn't have to.
I remember every time I came in, you're like, yeah, I'm just filling out all the question marks.
Yeah.
That's why the game took you about 4 years.
I was going to say, I could have probably cut down my playtime by, I'd say about 30%, like a considerable amount, had I known that. Because the amount of it that's... Oh, and actually, I'm going to feel horrific putting this to record, because I wanted this to just be... I've literally not told anyone this because I feel ashamed, but... Assassin's Creed Odyssey, yeah. I have done every single question mark. I've done everything apart from the DLC. There's one island where there's a viewpoint that somehow I didn't synchronize. So the whole map is ticked off except from one viewpoint.
Is that going to unlock more?
No, that won't unlock anything, because I mentioned this in my top opinion. Doing viewpoints now is just serves as fast travel. It doesn't really, it doesn't defog the map. But it's not an easy one to get to. Like, it would require me to fast travel to the nearest one, ride the horse a bit. I mean, in reality, it's like a 3-minute job. But when I learned that, I've got the platinum now, and then I saw this one viewpoint that I haven't synced, I just couldn't bring myself to do it. So it's
99.9%.
I've done 99.9% of everything in Odyssey, and there's one viewpoint that I haven't seen, and it's all of them are green except from one that's white, and it kind of kills me every day.
I've kind of got that with Spider-Man a little bit. Like, I've done everything. I've got the platinum, but actually, I think I completed the main story, and I was just finishing up the platinum, and I was down on street level, like near this like newspaper, I don't know what you call them. Yeah, like the things Americans, like, they just leave newspapers and you put a coin in or whatever. Yeah. And you can collect, I think it's the Daily Bugle in Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Something like that. You can collect front pages of them, and there's like 30 of them. And I was like just about to get my platinum, and I was like, it was like 2 out of 31. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Fetch quest.
Like, I thought this was like a hidden trophy, just to go around and collect all these newspapers, because that was the only thing that wasn't shown on the map.
Wait, so it was or wasn't?
It wasn't in the end.
Oh,
but
right.
like,
well, then what's the point?
Exactly. There is no point to it. I don't know. It's just Easter eggs.
Yeah.
It's for the fans.
Yeah. If you're really into Spider-Man, you'll want to do it. But hello, getting a bit close. Yes. So to sort of come back round to difficulty levels, do you think they're necessary? And I know that's quite a broad question, because I feel like the vast majority of games these days don't have difficulty levels. I feel like they're a thing of the past.
Well, I think they're hidden now more. I can't remember what game I was playing recently, but there was no, like, at the start, like, what game mode do you want to play on? Easy, normal, or hard? But there is... in the menus, there was like combat difficulty. Like, you could go to settings and change the combat difficulty. So it wasn't like, I don't know, it didn't make any puzzles easier or anything like that. It only changed the combat. I can't quite remember what game it was, but I feel like that's the way more games are gonna go.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like, keep the challenge there.
Actually, that's made me think, because to keep talking about, in Odyssey, you can actually change it so that enemies... Actually, no. You either can or can't change it. I can't remember which way it is, but enemies scaling their levels to yours.
Yeah.
So the whole like the RPG element of I'm going to be massively overpowered so that when I reach the last boss, I can kill him in one hit.
Yeah, I think
that doesn't happen.
It's the same with Skyrim. I think there's. I don't know if there's a difficulty on Skyrim. Oh no, I think there. Yeah, there is. But enemies again scale.
Surprises me. Yeah.
Like you go around and getting all this better equipment, but then like. Most of the enemies scale. I mean, you still kill like the sort of grunts pretty easily, but for the most part, the enemies scale to your equipment goes through so many stats changes. But to answer your question, I do think levels
are necessary,
and I'm also going to bring this to a completely different genre.
Okay, I was thinking that as well. Go on.
I was thinking of sports games.
Okay, we were on a similar... Oh yeah, because FIFA has... Of course it does.
FIFA's got about 6 or 7, like tennis games. They've normally got like 4 or 5.
I take issue with FIFA's one though, because I feel like... So for those that don't know, FIFA has... What is it? It's like amateur, pro, amateur, semi-pro, pro, and...
World-class legendary, I think.
Shit, okay. There's a lot of... Why is it not? Because if you put it on world class, or you say legendary is like the highest difficulty, you then go and play Burton Albion and they'll smash you like 8-0.
Well, they'll smash you, but...
Well, okay. But like, for example, I can pick Manchester City, I'll go and play against Accrington Stanley and I'll get my arse handed to me. That's not realistic to me. Why not make it so that the shit teams are shit and the good teams are difficult? Why not like that?
It is like that. Because it scales. Because then,
then why the need for the difficulty levels?
No. So say if you're playing as Manchester United against.
Oh, sorry, not City.
Not City. We don't touch that dirty word here. And you're playing Accrington Stanley, who are like one of the worst teams.
Who are they?
On the game. So Man United 5 stars, Accrington Stanley half a star.
Yep.
And if you got smashed by Accrington Stanley.
Yep.
Then if you played Real Madrid, 5-star team, you'd get smashed even more by them.
But I don't think I would.
You would.
No, I don't think that happens, does it? It's still going to be like 10-0.
Well, anyway, either way, the difficulty levels on those are just scripted like really badly.
FIFA is scripted.
They just get more lucky, like the other team, and like they just shoot and it will go.
Yeah, and they score like 40
sometimes it's screamers. Like it doesn't take into account for skill, and it will just be like you lose because of bullshit.
But nice little spot. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah. But anyway,
that doesn't really. Oh, go on.
I just want to quickly go back to sports games. So they're definitely important in sports games because quite a lot of sports games, especially for me, I don't play online. I know everyone loves Ultimate Team, or on tennis games. You've got that skill curve of like you get better like the more you play, and or depending on your knowledge of the sport as well. So you can start off maybe like semi-pro, professional on FIFA, and you're just getting better and better. But there's no like levels. There's no bosses in it. You keep playing the same game essentially.
Yeah.
But you're getting better, and eventually you're just going to start smashing that level.
Yeah.
So you've obviously got to keep progressing.
Yeah, I get that.
Otherwise, you're just like there's no challenge in the game, and the whole point of those games is playing on the same pitch every single time. So you don't want to just be winning 10-0 every time. You want to like end up progressing to the next level.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Same with racing games as well.
Well, I was thinking about racing games. There aren't. I'm trying to think if Gran Turismo's got a difficulty or not. I don't think it does.
I'm pretty sure racing games do.
I don't think it does. I'm going to quickly look it up, but
most racing games. I know that Need for Speed generally does.
Does it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because and it's like catch up is more significant. Mario Kart's got
banding.
racing.
Yeah, got, but
which actually brings me to the point. Difficulty is Mario Kart. The true, proper way to play Mario Kart is 150cc, and if you're doing anything else, you're doing it wrong.
No, 150cc is too. It becomes too like blurry.
No, 200cc is far too much.
Oh wait, which one's
150cc is? There's 50, 100, 150, and 200. I think 200 is a recent thing, but 200cc is just far too. It doesn't match. The speed doesn't match the courses.
Right. Okay. On quick glance, Gran Turismo Sport does have difficulty, but you choose it when you like start the game. It's one of those like, oh, how experienced are you with racing games? Do you consider yourself good, bad, or amazing, or terrible?
That's just another way of phrasing it, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
But,
I just forgot.
But in
about
general, games like action games, I do think difficulty has a place. I mean, it's going to evolve, as we said, from like the 5 tiers, 4 tiers, whatever it is. And I think like things like scaling and like different puzzles and stuff, like I feel like they stay the same because they're thought based and like they don't necessarily require action. When we go back to accessibility, which would like having a really hard boss would require like maybe a certain amount of stick moves, which some people couldn't do. So then you obviously want to have an easy mode for that.
I think it comes down to just genre, really. Yeah. Because I'm thinking of something like The Witness, for example. You couldn't put a difficulty mode on that.
No.
It wouldn't make sense.
This is this bullshit game that's difficult as fuck anyway.
Yeah, it really is. Or what else couldn't you put a difficulty on? So maybe something... I was playing Steep, sort of at the start of the year. I played it once or twice. I don't think you could put a difficulty on that either.
Beat this time, isn't it? Sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, beat this score.
Maybe it doesn't come down to genre. Maybe it's literally just game to game.
Yeah.
Who knows? I do think you're right about sports games, though. That's a good point, that eventually you'll reach a pinnacle. And if the challenge... if you're as sweaty as you are, and you can win every game on... What difficulties do you play? Pro?
Yeah.
And you could probably beat, Man United with a championship team?
But that's the thing.
You're good at FIFA.
I'm not good at FIFA compared to like online and people like that. I play FIFA exclusively on career mode, and I sit and listen to music. Like I was doing it literally just before we started. Yeah, for the first time in ages.
I was going to say, I haven't seen you play FIFA.
No,
should we play some in a minute?
I literally just sit there, and like it's kind of like a relaxing thing. It's like you on easy mode, like FIFA and some tennis games. Like they don't require any thought from me. But I sort of sit there, really relaxed, listen to music or something like that.
Yeah, and just get lost in the...
Yeah, so for me, like FIFA's just like that. I always play on the same, and like I want to play it on easy. I don't want to lose because that's not relaxing, because then I get stressed.
I got used to losing, to be honest.
Yeah.
I used to play on semi-pro, and I would win most of the time.
Yeah.
The thing with me and FIFA is I don't like losing on career mode. I feel like to bring it back to Sekiro, when you die, the game has beaten you, and I don't like being beaten by the game. And when I lose on career mode on FIFA, I'm being beaten by the game, and that makes me mad. So I will make it easier.
Fucking bullshit, like scripted nonsense.
Well, no, that's when I play against like you, for example. Whereas if I go online or play against couch, play against you or Michael, whoever, and I inevitably lose, I don't get as mad because I know that I'm not as good.
Yeah.
Whereas I will make career mode easier to ensure that I win.
Yeah. So should we wrap this up before you shit yourself?
Also, my nose is running really badly. It's another slightly shorter one because I'm ill and I can't stop farting.
Let's bring
my
this
nose
back
is
to
running.
Sekiro.
Yeah.
Should there be difficulties in Sekiro?
No.
No. So you don't want an easy mode?
Wait, I do. Yeah. Hang on. No, yeah, they should. Why did I say no? Yeah, they should. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Stop whining. No one's making you... If you want to play it in hard, go and be self-torturous and play it on hard. I want to play it on easy. Why did I say... I definitely meant yes. I think I said the wrong words.
Because you're dying.
I'm dying. My nose is running. I can't stop farting. My throat
I agree. Pretty much. If it doesn't affect you, it clearly doesn't affect the difficulty of the game. Like, the game isn't any easier.
No, it's not.
It's still a challenging game. Yeah. So,
within the confines of the world.
And think that other people just want to be able to play a game.
Yeah.
And just because you're good at it, what bragging rights does that give you? Like, good, well done, okay?
I mean, I get the bragging rights,
but like,
I'd be happy.
Just because like someone's playing it on easy, like, you're not better than them.
Yeah, you are.
You're better than
See,
them
that's
at
where
the game,
I get conflicted. You're not a better person, but you're better at the game, yeah.
Why do you have an up on someone?
Oh, because gamers are like metalheads. They're just like, oh, I'm holier than thou.
Yeah.
Before we end, have you got a controversial corner? Do you wanna walk us down controversial corner? Do you want to visit the corner shop of debate? No, every week we just try and copy Richard Hammond on the Grand Tour and just don't have anything prepared, and it comes out like this verbal diarrhea before I do. No, I'm not saying that.
All right. I'll drop one.
You're going to drop one?
Drop one like you've been dropping shit in your pants.
I'm so sorry. I haven't got any pants on, remember. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going commando right now. I'm not naked. I've got comfy PJ shorts on, but I don't have any underwear because it's my day off. Shouldn't have to.
Do you remember we sort of started this, like, we were like, oh, we love video games, and also it's a great portfolio thing. Imagine any potential employers just listen to this.
I can't stop
I'm shitting myself.
Funny though, isn't it?
All right,
come on, hit me with a
controversial corner.
Hit me with your best shot.
I don't know how controversial this is because I feel like most people would agree, but it's still a thing.
Okay.
So maybe people don't. Pre-ordering games.
Yeah.
What a waste of time and money. What's the point? And I hate the fact that they've incentivized pre-ordering. Like, oh, you get this limited edition thing if you pre-order, and then they'll probably release it 2 months later as DLC anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about it for what feels like the millionth time, but because I got a pre-ordered Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I got some like bonus armor pack that is literally irrelevant as soon as you hit level 5, and level 5 takes half an hour.
Like the only game I don't even pre-order it. I think I reserved my copy of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2,
nice.
I think. But they'd stopped. I went in to pre-order it and they were like, yeah, we can only do, like, reserve your copy. You can come down on release day and, like, pay for it then. That's the only time I wanted to do it because there was this whole thing about, I think Modern Warfare 2 at that point was, like, that was probably kind of peak Call of Duty, or as it was starting to grow. Everyone was getting that game.
Yeah.
Like, you were no one if you weren't getting Call of Duty on day one. Because I remember so many people at our school being like off that day because they stayed at home and like got to first prestige. It was a race to see who could like be the best.
I wasn't one of those people, funnily enough.
I wasn't either.
You'd think I would.
I went to the midnight. I ended up going to the midnight launch at Game in Fareham. Standing outside for like an hour, waiting for them to like get the game, and I got it, and then I got home and had to go to bed because I had school the next day. So I was like, what was the point in that?
Yeah, literally no point at all.
But then, like, the only reason I can see pre-ordering the game is getting it like day one delivered to you.
Yeah.
Like, I hate these people who, well, I'm not going to say I hate you, but also you're kind of an idiot if you're pre-ordering a game like as it's been announced. For example, I think Fallout 76 pre-orders went up before they like, oh, we're making Fallout 76 and we'll show you gameplay in a month's time at E3. But pre-orders are up. And everyone was like, I'm going to fucking pre-order that game. And they all pre-order it. And then they see the gameplay or like get the game. Like, it's broken. I want my money back. It's like, just wait. Just wait until you see the game. Wait till reviews are in. What is...
You know, it's really weird. You clearly haven't watched my my Topinion, because I talk about pre-orders in my microtransactions.
I watched half of it.
That's fine. You don't have to.
I shouldn't have to.
Shouldn't have to. I somewhat agree. In fact, no, you're right. Yeah. I don't really pre-order games.
Let us know why you would pre-order a game. I feel like Seb pre-orders games a little bit.
Probably.
I used to, but now he's got Steam, so you don't need to.
Well, can you not pre-order on Steam? You can probably pre-order a key.
I think you can preload, actually. Yeah, I do like that. If you're going for like day one, that's pretty cool. But like, just to incentivize like a pre-order, like just as it's been announced, like what? Just save your money and don't do it.
True. Okay, I like that. Well, yeah, get in touch on Twitter. So it's at Top Chat Podcast. Leave a comment on YouTube if you want. Let us know what you think about pre-orders and also what you think about games and their difficulty levels. Do you care? Should anyone care? Because we kind of do.
Does anyone care about us?
No. If you care about us, please tell us.
Please.
No, who cares? As always,
Matt shits himself.
Yeah, my nose. I'm so scared my nose is going to drip straight onto my laptop.
I'm not worried about your rose. Your rose?
My rose? More worried about my arse. Rasshole. Jesus Christ. Thanks very much for listening. Share with your friends. And as always, share with your nan. Because she loves it.
Nans,
Don't forget your nan. And we'll see you next week when we are well, when I'm less ill, you might be ill.
I think next week, I don't know days, but I think Bethesda special next week.
Lovely. And that Xbox, what's it called? Inside Xbox. Is that not the name of their YouTube channel?
It used to be.
They're like PlayStation Access.
It used to be. I
counterpart.
remember watching it on the Xbox dashboard, and then they all quit, all the people who hosted it, and now they've got a YouTube channel called Outside Xbox because they don't work for Xbox anymore.
Oh.
They're pretty good stuff as well.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for that.
Yeah.
And on that note, oh, actually, yeah, another shout out to that. I've forgotten his name now. The guy I mentioned earlier, Adam McDermott. That's a fucking great channel. You should. I think you'll like it. Watch The Last of Us.
I've just
Platinum
completely,
Journey.
Before we wrap up, I've just completely forgotten something that's really funny. So back to PSN changing names.
Oh yeah.
Who can finally change their name now? None other but episode 6 guest Aaron Murphy.
Oh man, he doesn't need to. He's got a new one.
Famously, was his PlayStation name was his last name spelt wrong.
He forgot the R.
He forgot the R, so it was Muffy.
Muffy 2010.
So go on, Aaron. Finally change that name.
Well, he doesn't need to. He's AA Murphy now,
and he also doesn't play PlayStation 4. But still,
do you know he's sold? Sorry, Aaron, to just call you out, but he bought one. No, he had one. We both kind of stopped playing for a while, so he sold it, or he focused on his PC. Then he bought one to get Red Dead 2, and he hasn't been online in like 2 months. So I think he bought a PlayStation to play it for a week.
But now that he can change his name,
maybe he'll come.
Muffy 2010 is back.
He doesn't need to. He's AA Murphy. Right, I need to go to the toilet for several reasons. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye for now.